Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
And hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner coming to you from the Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. This is your Golf Central update. Stacked field here in that battle for number one will rage again this week with Jon Rahm in the field alongside Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and in fact 43 of the top 50 in the world are assembled here. It's another good one, and it is another one of those designated events, which brings us to this news today that more change is coming to the PGA Tour. Our own Eamon Lynch, in an article posted on Golf Week, reporting that the 2024 schedule will feature designated events with reduced fields between 70 and 80 players, some with no cut. The majors, the players, and the FedEx Cup playoff events are not affected in this new paradigm. Jay Monahan, in a memo to his membership, saying the following: after careful consideration on several options, I'm excited to announce that we are moving forward with what we are calling the designated event model. A general framework is explained below, but one item I wanted to call out is field size for the designated events, a hot topic throughout the process, and understandably so. In 2024, select designated events will be between 70 to 80 players with no cut, and with opportunities for players from full field events to qualify and compete. Here's a breakdown. So 70 to 80 players with no cut. There is no mandatory participation with these designated events as there has been in 2023. The requirement is to play 16 plus 3 that are not designated. That third line is critical. The FedEx Cup becoming even more important because the top 50 qualifying for the BMW Championship also qualify for the designated events the following year, and that there are opportunities so that it is not seen as a closed shop to advance to the designated events through FedEx Cup points and tournament victories. More now from the players who are going to be headlining these designated events and some who may not be involved.
They've been trying to do more of the top players, all the top players playing in the same tournaments more often, and they're the best players. They deserve to be rewarded, and there's opportunities for, not to say lesser players, like myself, that haven't played quite as good, to play your way into the events. So I think there's opportunity for all.
Here's a more interesting question. Is it fair?
I think it's fair. I mean, everybody knows the rules. The best players are going to play the best, and there's opportunities for other players to get better and play your way in. So I think it's more than fair. I don't have any complaints. I haven't exactly read the whole email yet. I've just heard word of mouth a little bit, but I'm interested to sit down tonight and read over it.
You know, I'm a rookie on the PGA Tour. I'm fortunate to have gotten off to a great start, and now I have an opportunity to kind of earn my way into those elevated events next year. You know, I'm the type of player, I'm just blessed to be playing golf. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for anything. I love the competition. So for me, I'm just trying to build as many FedEx Cup points as I can to be able to compete against the best in the world and kind of prove myself. You know, unfortunately, I didn't get a couple starts, you know, a few weeks ago at Waste Management and Riviera, and there was a lot of good players there, and I felt like I belonged. And so now I'm just really trying to focus in on playing my best golf. And, you know, policy is policy. You see it all across, you know, whether it's government or, you know, businesses or whatnot. I mean, there's going to be a vote, and, you know, there's going to be some controversy out there, especially in the public, and people on Twitter and everything are going to, you know, have their opinions. But for us, it comes down to playing good golf. And at the end of the day, you know, it may be more difficult to get to that top level, but it's an opportunity, and I'm excited to try to work my way up there.
Got well over 100 players here at a great event, a great golf course. This won't happen here next year. And does that put even more pressure on you as a player to try to get into these events next year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all trying to, you know, definitely get inside that top 70 or however many players it's going to be. But, you know, if it were me, I like having bigger fields. You know, it kind of takes away a story like Eric Cole last week where, you know, he's breaking out and doing a really good job. So stories like that are what really gets me going in the game of golf.
It's good if you're inside the top 50. It's great because you got no cuts. I mean, but once again now, look, I'm not on the pack. I'm not, in those meetings. I would say that it's probably most likely disappointing for the younger guys, for the guys that are outside the top 50. We've got, looking at those now, we've got really 2 tours in 1 tour, which is probably the unfortunate side of things. But I understand that there's, with the changes that we've had in regards to live and all that, I think that has kind of put a little bit of pressure on the tour to come up with these designated events and then try and find the best formula. I felt like the first couple of designated events that we have had already have produced a lot of great fields.
And I think it's exciting because you're going to have the top guys in the world playing against each other more often. You're going to be able to guarantee to sponsors that those guys are going to be there 4 days. And if you're coming out to an event to watch on Saturday and Sunday, and if I'm imagining myself as a kid, I'd want to get out there early. And let's say I'm having a bad week, some kid can come out and watch me play early in the day, and you can guarantee that Rory McIlroy is going to be there on Sunday, Jon Rahm's going to be there on Sunday. And I think that's a lot of value added to TV and for sponsors. And so purses aren't going down out here. The guys that may not be able to get into those 70-man fields are going to be playing a lot of other events where the purses aren't going down. And so I think it's going to benefit the membership as a whole, and I'm excited and hopefully going to finish in the top 50 in the FedEx Cup, because I want to be in those events next year. And if I don't, I'm not getting put in them. You got to earn your way still out here on tour, and there's plenty of avenues for guys to earn their way into those tournaments, whether it's this year or next year, with the eligibility for tournaments being top 10 from current FedEx Cup, and there's other ways to get in the events, and we're still going to reward good golf. But yeah.
I love the new changes. I could rant on this for a while, which I might. The reason I wanted to join the Player Advisory Council, which is what I'm on now and was on a bit last year, is because I think I do provide a unique perspective. As in 2017, 2018, I guess I've just seen all kind of levels of professional golf between the Korn Ferry and the PGA Tour, and I believed in this back then, and I believe in this now. I didn't maybe see exactly what is being done. I'm not quite smart enough to have planned this one out, but the product is important. I think it's easy to frame these changes as a way to put more money in the top players' pockets, but it has been made to make it easier and more fun for the fans. I know it's low-hanging fruit to jump on. Oh, this is just a money grab. This is to make it better for the fans.
I think we're going to see now that the non-elevated events will most likely have stronger fields. I think you won't see any fields like you saw at Honda last week, because when you have 120 or 130 players all playing those designated events, they have to take a week off somewhere, or they'll play 5 weeks in a row. So I think one of the real good changes with this is not only because the fields are limited, but there won't be as many designated events, and they were very cognizant of making sure that there weren't any weeks that would most likely have a bad field just because of their slot on the schedule. So I think the full field events will have much stronger and deeper fields throughout the course of the year.